Hello friends. Today I will read the next 5 pages for you because my son is not feeling well. So we will continue from where we left yesterday. Questions exploded inside Harry's head like fireworks and he couldn't decide which to ask first. After a few minutes, he stammered, "What does it mean? They await my owl." "Galloping gorgons, that reminds me," said Hagrid, clapping a hand to his forehead with enough force to knock over a cart horse, and from yet another pocket inside his overcoat he pulled an owl, a real, live, rather ruffled-looking owl, a long quill and a roll of parchment. With his tongue between his teeth, he scribbled a note which Harry could read upside down. "Dear Mr. Dumbledore, given Harry his letter, taking him to buy his things tomorrow. Weather's horrible. Hope you are well, Hagrid." Hagrid rolled up the note, gave it to the owl, which clamped it in its beak, went to the door and threw the owl into the storm. Then he came back and sat down as though this was as normal as talking on the telephone. Harry realized his mouth was open and closed it quickly. "Where was I?" said Hagrid, but at that moment Uncle Vernon, still ashen-faced but looking very angry, moved into the firelight. "He's not going," he said. Hagrid grunted. "I would like to see a great muggle like you stop him," he said. "A what?" said Harry, interested. "A muggle," said Hagrid. "It's what we call non-magic folk like them. And it's your bad luck you grew up in a family of the biggest muggles I ever laid eyes on. We swore when we took him in we would put a stop to that rubbish," said Uncle Vernon. "Swore we would stamp it out of him. Wizard indeed." "You knew?" said Harry. "You knew I am a wizard?" "Knew?" shrieked Aunt Petunia suddenly. "Knew? Of course we knew. How could you not be? My dratted sister being what she was. Oh, she got a letter just like that and disappeared off to that school and came home every holiday with her pockets full of frog spawn, turning teacups into rats. I was the only one who saw her for what she was, a freak. But for my mother and father, oh no, it was Lily this and Lily that. They were proud of having a witch in the family." She stopped to draw a deep breath and then went ranting on. It seemed she had been wanting to say all this for years. "Then she met that Potter at school and they left and got married and had you. And of course I knew you would be just the same, just as strange, just as abnormal. And then, if you please, she went and got herself blown up and we got landed with you." Harry had gone very white. As soon as he found his voice, he said, "Blown up? You told me they died in a car crash." "Car crash!" roared Hagrid, jumping up so angrily that the Dursleys scuttled back to their corner. "How could a car crash kill Lily and James Potter? It's an outrage, a scandal. Harry Potter not knowing his own story when every kid in our world knows his name." "But why? What happened?" Harry asked urgently. The anger faded from Hagrid's face. He looked suddenly anxious. "I never expected this," he said in a low, worried voice. "I had no idea. When Dumbledore told me there might be trouble getting hold of you, how much you didn't know. Oh, Harry, I don't know if I am the right person to tell you, but someone's gonna. You can't go off to Hogwarts not knowing." He threw a dirty look at Dursleys. "Well, it's best you know as much as I can tell you. Mind, I can't tell you everything. It's a great mystery. Parts of it." He sat down, stared into the fire for a few seconds, and then said, "It begins, I suppose, with a person called, but it's incredible. You don't know his name. Everyone in our world knows." "Who?" "Well, I don't like saying the name if I can help it." "No one does." "Why not?" "Gulping gargoyles." "Harry, people are still scared. Believe me, this is difficult. See, there was this wizard who went bad. Bad as you could go. Worse than worse. His name was Hagrid gulped, but no word came out. Could you write it down? Harry suggested. No, can't spell it. Alright, Voldemort. Hagrid shuddered. Don't make me say it again. Anyway, this wizard about 20 years ago now started looking for followers. Got them too. Some were afraid, some just wanted a bit of his power because he was getting himself power. Alright, dark days, Harry. Didn't know who to trust, didn't dare get friendly with strange wizards or witches. Terrible things happened. He was taking over. Of course, some stood up to him and he killed them horribly. One of the only safe places left was Hogwarts. Recon Dumbledore's the only one you know who was afraid of. Didn't dare try taking the school, not just then anyway. Now your mum and dad were as good a witch and wizard as I ever knew. Head boy and girl at Hogwarts in their days. Suppose the mystery is why you know who never tried to get them on his side before, probably knew they were too close to Dumbledore to want anything to do with the dark side. Maybe he thought he could pursue them. Maybe he just wanted them out of the way. All anyone knows is he turned up in the village where you was all living on Halloween 10 years ago. You was just a year old. He came to your house and Hagrid suddenly pulled out a very dirty, spotted handkerchief and blew his nose with a sound like a foghorn. Sorry, he said, but it's that sad. Knew your mum and dad and nicer people you couldn't find anyway. You know who killed them, and this is the real mystery of the thing. He tried to kill you too, wanted to make a clean job of it, I suppose, or maybe he just liked killing by then, but he couldn't do it. Never wondered how you got that mark on your forehead. That was no ordinary cut. That's what you get when a powerful evil curse touches you. Took care of your mom and dad and your house even, but it didn't work on you, and that's why you are famous, Harry. No one ever lived after he decided to kill them. No one except you, and he had killed some of the best witches and wizards of the age, the Mackinnons, the Bones, the Previews, and you was only a baby and you lived. Something very painful was going on in Harry's mind. As Hagrid's story came to a close, he saw again the blinding flash of green light more clearly than he had ever remembered it before. And he remembered something else for the first time in his life, a high, cold, cruel laugh. Hagrid was watching him sadly. Took you from the ruined house myself on Dumbledore's order, brought you to this lot. Lord of Old Tosh, said Uncle Vernon. Harry jumped. He had almost forgotten that the Dursleys was there. Uncle Vernon certainly seems to have got back his courage. He was glaring at Hagrid and his fists were clenched. So, today's 5 pages I had read. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.